All right, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 3-11. And today we're going to start working with our graphs and different kinds of graphs and how to read graphs, and how to make graphs, how to use graphs. A whole bunch of graphs. As you can tell, just for lesson 311, I have 6 pages from our workbook filled with graphs. The reason why there's 6 pages is because most of the pages are filled with graphs. Most times when we have pages, they're filled with a whole bunch of questions, but instead we have to make room for the graph. All right, so we're going to start by talking about a pictograph. Okay, a pictograph is a graph that uses pictures or symbols to represent the data. The pictograph below shows the number of votes for favorite ice cream flavors. The key tells you that each ice cream cone symbol stands for the way 4 students voted. So each cone equals 4. So there on Peanut Butter Crunch, there's a half cone that would have to be 2, because each full cone represents 4 votes. But notice they're not using tally marks or dots or X's. What they're doing is they're putting ice cream cones. Okay, they're using that as their symbol. And that's what the pictograph means, picture, a graph that uses pictures. All right, so let's just kind of knock out. I'd rather just go over each of these 6 pages and have you work on them. But I might knock out the first one altogether, and then we'll go on from there. It says use the pictograph above to answer the questions. How many votes were there for chocolate? Okay, so the chocolate votes, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cones, and each cone represents 4. Okay, so there were 20 votes. Because it's not just 5 votes, because each, as you can tell here, each ice cream cone stands for 4 votes. Because if you ask a whole bunch of people, you don't want to have to mark every single person on this pictograph or this graph, because it can become huge. This simple little snippet of a favorite ice cream flavor actually covers 5, 8, 9, 11, it covers about 44 people. Because what they did is they made each one represent 4. Okay. Number 2, how many people in all voted for their favorite ice cream flavor? I just kind of gave that away. So what you do here, the key is to count all the full ice cream cones, okay? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 9. So you take 9. I was wrong what I just told you, actually, because I tried counting off the top of my head. 9 times 4. So 9 times 4, which is 36. So I was close. Okay, so 36 people, that's the full ice cream cones. And then we have to account for that half one, which represents how many people? Hopefully you know it means 2. So we're looking at 38 people. That's how many people voted. See, and how much easier is it to look at this pictograph and make a smaller, make them all represent 4 rather than 1, so you don't have to write a ton of different marks. How many votes were there for cherry vanilla? Okay, there were 3 ice cream cones for cherry vanilla, but you know each of those cones equal 4 votes. So it's actually 3 times 4, which equals 12 votes. How many people did not vote for chocolate? All right, if there were 38 people that voted for all of it, okay? We already know 38 total people voted. We're just going to add up the votes from everyone who didn't vote for chocolate. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 full cones, which would be 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2, 17, 18. Take 38 minus 18. Actually, no, I'm take that back. I'm a whole step myself. 18. There's 18 actually. 18 people did not vote for, or I should say people. 18 people did not vote for it because either way, 18, the total of all the other ones plus the 20 people that ate chocolate equals 38, and that equals your total. It says here in number 5, how many fewer votes were there for peanut butter crunch than chocolate? Okay, so we know there's 20 for chocolate. We're going to subtract the amount of peanut butter crunch, which is 4, 5, 6. So there's 14 fewer. How many more people voted for chocolate than for peanut butter crunch and cherry vanilla combined? Alright, so we add peanut butter crunch with cherry vanilla, which we already found out from up here. So 18 people. And it says how many more people voted for chocolate than peanut butter and cherry crunch combined. So there's 18 people voted for peanut butter and cherry crunch, 20 voted for chocolate, so you take 20 minus the 18, and it says 2 people. Alright, so let's go to the next page. Like I said, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on all these because they're all a little bit different. Okay, this is where you're going to make your own pictograph. So you're going to use the data about Kanye's CDs to make your own pictograph. Okay? You're going to do, I guess I should probably help you out on this one a little bit, but you're going to make this jazz, this one rap, this one classical. I'm just going to put class. We're going to say, let's do each circle, make it look like a CD, I guess. Each CD stands for 4. Okay, so jazz, you have 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3, so I should be able to put 3 little CDs in here. They look like donuts, but they're CDs. Don't tell anybody. Alright, for rap, there's 16. So how many times can 4 go into 16? Well, we could have 4 groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In classical, there's 1 group of 4. Okay, so we just made our pictograph here. We could do number of CDs there. And it says, how many CDs in all does Kanye have? Well, here you don't even need to really worry about your pictograph you made. Just add that up. Okay, you have 10, 12, 32. 32 CDs. Make sure you label it. How many more rap CDs does Kanye have than classical? Well, he has 16 rap, and he has 4 classical, so you subtract it to give yourself 12, so 12 more. How many fewer jazz CDs does Kanye have than rap? Well, once again, rap 16 minus the 12 is 4 fewer. And number 11, how many pictures would you draw to show that Kanye has 9 country and western CDs? Well, if you want to show that he has 9, well, you would need 2. That'd be 8. And then you'd almost want to do like a quarter of a circle to make 9. So we'll say 2 1/4. How's that? Alright, taking too much time on these pages, so I have to really start flying. This is the bar graph. I'm just going to go through and go over the pages and try not to really do any questions. It says, look at this horizontal bar graph. Horizontal means it's kind of like laying on the floor or laying in your bed. You lay it horizontally. Vertical is when you stand up and down. So this is a horizontal bar graph. Okay, you basically look to see how far it goes out. Okay? Next one's a vertical bar graph, meaning it goes up and down. So you look at what number it reaches. I know in science we deal with bar graphs a lot. Next page. You'll work on these pages on your own when I'm done. You're going to create your own bar graph. Okay, this one's a horizontal bar graph. There's a horizontal bar graph, and then next to it, that's a vertical bar graph. Okay, you should know how to make these. You've made them many times. If not, we'll talk about a little bit in small group. But that's your vertical and horizontal. Okay, here's comparison problems based on the data already given to you. So you're not making a pictograph. You're looking at the pictograph to answer the questions. Remember, if it says how many more students play one than the other, you just subtract them. And the difference is how many more. Okay, and the last page, I want to give you time to work on this stuff. It's the same thing. You use the bar graphs to solve comparison problems. So spend some time. You should have a good 5 minutes left. Why don't you spend some time finishing up these pages, and then we'll talk about a small group. But we're also going to go over 310 in small groups. So we have a pretty packed day today.